Started moving forward on this 29. I had made this piece that had been cut out and welded it into the door, and it's all pretty straight. I put this hinge on it. I welded it good here, and all of a sudden it wouldn't hinge. Now this part here is all flat. I took the pin out, and it turns out that this top piece is the victim, or the culprit. So I put a pretty good weld in there. I wanted to penetrate all the way through, but you can see I'm off there, probably width of a hole, about 1/4 of an inch. So what I have to do is I'm going to have to cut this door piece again, and could cut it in the same place. That'll only give me one weld. I just assumed it was cut square. That was probably one of my mistakes. But if I lay this here on the square spot, well, I'm on a weld right there. But you can see that you can particularly see it there, it's not really square. When it's open, fits pretty good, but it won't close. It'll close, but it wants to pop back open. Now I know these hinges all have to be the same. But that's probably not ever going to be the case. So I got to pick someplace. And so what I'm going to do is, I hate to screw up that weld there, but that's what I got to do. I'm going to cut it off right here at the top of the door, same place it was, and I'll close it. Yeah, see, that popped up quite a bit, and I need to change that angle to get that thing closed. Well, nothing to it but try it and see what happens. Well, that worked like a champ. There's a saw blade cut and another blade in there. I just tacked it and the hinge works fine. So I'm going to go ahead and bridge that, and I'm going to open it up and fill the other side. Well, I ground this down, and hinge opens and closes good. Ground that side down. Probably not the prettiest, but it's plenty strong. I cleaned up some of the old welds here. Not a whole lot, but the door opens and closes good now. can mount this this bottom piece. Boy, I need to clean that up. That's a terrible mess. Try to grind it as much as I can. I need to put some more bracing in there. I think probably another, yeah, 1/2" tube will work good for that. Go right to the corner. Might be able to put 2 pieces. Maybe. Get one in the back there for the skin to weld onto. I think I got enough room to put 2 in there. Nah, it'll stick out. I'm not sure how I'll do that. Actually, what I need is another 1" piece. Just cut a slot in it so I can get that 1/2" piece through there. And just weld it all the way around. This door, that's pretty good. I need to cover that mess up somehow a little bit. Probably just weld a plate across it. Shouldn't be too bad. That's all on the inside and below the door window anyway. I gotta weld all this up still, but the main thing I was doing is done. This is got just a little bit of pressure with 2 or 3 inches of leverage. Closes good, and this is all flat all the way across here. It's not perfectly parallel, but I could probably bend the door skin around a little to take up some of that. Main thing, I've got the bottom section here. It's probably going to be good enough to mount. I'll have to figure out a mount. Anyway, I got a lot of work left here to do on the door. I gotta finish welding it up, and then once I can get this welded up, I can figure out what I'm going to do about this cowl or A-pillar. I guess to some degree I'm lucky because it's going to be straight. I was starting to try to find the stuff to make the A-pillars. This is the only piece I got. Can't really see much in here, but I'm pretty sure this was cut off of this piece. It's the only thing that even looks like it might fit, and I've only got one of them. So I don't know what I'm gonna have to do. One thing I did notice on this door, on this one, you can see the skin is straight down here. Maybe you can see, there we go. The top part has no skin on it, and you see here on the bottom they've added an angle iron and a piece of 1/4 inch plate. It's making it stick out about 1 inch, and that would take up this inch here, right there, and fit into this pillar. If I had 2 of them, I would do that, but I've got this hinge now, both top and bottom, on the driver's door, and what they did was use a 1/2 inch square piece on it and then weld a 1 inch onto it, and then to compensate for that, they welded that edge on the front of the door. And this is all pretty bad. It wasn't really painted after it was welded. It's going to be a nasty job trying to cut all that off of there. But I think that's what I need to do. I would use this piece if I had another one for the A pillar, but I don't have another one. So that means that whatever this door is, I'm going to have to make a whole new piece. I think that's probably a pretty good idea there. You know, use a 1/2 inch piece to space it away from the hinges, and then use a 1 inch piece for the vertical. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and do this exactly the same way, but I'm going to do it bottom to top. If I take this from the bottom there straight up, you can see it's pretty straight there. What they've done is they cut the angle there and curved it into the door, which that's fine, but this has got to be pretty strong for these hinges. I think I'll make the same kind of thing here, and figure out where the cowl's going to go. Anyway, I'm just going to get me a straight 1 inch piece and make it about this much too long, about 2 or 3 inches too long, and that's going to be sticking up well above where any kind of a roof line is, and I can always cut that down or do something with it once I get it in. But once I can get 2 A arms or A pillars in it, made out of that 1 inch, and then I'll just space this door 1/2 inch back of it, the same way on this one. So if this works out, all I'd have to do is weld a a little 90 or something on this driver's door. It'll extend the edge of the lip. I kind of hate to try to extend that lip because I should do it all the way up to the top. Anyway, a lot of work. I think I'll just make myself a whole new A-arm going straight up, or a pillar going straight up on both sides, and mount that to the frame real good. And if I can, use this one here. I'll go ahead and keep it and use it, simply because it's going to be just so much work to try to cut all that stuff off there. I mean, I could do it. I'd have to cut the 1/2 inch with a sawzall, and I could get that 1 inch piece off there. And then I'd have to grind it all down, and it'd take a whole day to try to get that off there. And it looks pretty strong, so if I can use this, that's what I'll do. That way I'd only have to make another piece from like where the bottom of the window is up to the top. And this one I can make it all fresh all the way to the top, make that out of one piece. And they've really got a lot of overkill in there. They've got the 2-inch pieces welded in every 2 or 3 inches. I think 4 or 5 in that door. Probably 4 or 5 in the bottom. Maybe 3 in the top. That would give that 1 inch plenty to hang on to, and it'd be able to support the door. Anyway, I think that's the plan. Make the A-pillar go all the way up and on both sides. Put a bar across it on top, tack it in. So I've got it solid, and I can mount the doors on it. Well, I mean, just put the doors in the frame, and any kind of brackets I need to get the doors level, I'll have to adjust that. I've got a good bottom across there with the splash pan, so I can basically determine where that thing's going to be. I don't have any kind of a windshield mount or anything, so I'm going to go to the junkyard and see if I can find something out of something that had straight pillars in it. It doesn't really make any difference, even if I get it laid back in a little curve. I think there's about 61, 59, 61 Ford over there. I wanted a gas tank out of it. It's behind the seat. That might work. Or if I could get they don't have any kind of a Jeep or something, but I'll measure the width, and I'll try to get the windshield and the A-pillars, and maybe the middle of my hood, or not the hood, but the roof's all cut out. So maybe I can get the hood or the roof and the windshield and A-pillars, and that'll be enough to mount the rest of this stuff on here. we'll see. I'll just have to try to find something that's got straight A pillars. Okay, so what happened with the motor?
So from what I'm told is when I bought the charger, I ended up going to the place that sold the charger to the lot, the 74 charger. He said, hey, I know the original owner of that car. They got it from him when he deceased, became deceased, I should say. And from there, he says we were building this motor for it. Now he told me it was a 318, but we actually then checked it's a 360. So
yeah, I saw the number there as 360 on the side.
Yeah, and I was like, interesting. So now I'm starting to contemplate his story. But yeah, he said it was built. I mean, I got a bunch of, there's a spacer around there, there's a chrome, there's aluminum intake, high rise. I mean, I started thinking about, I was like, maybe there are some stuff in there, but I haven't really dug into it, like I said, because I sold the car.
Have you tried to turn it over?
Like, to get it to start?
No, just to see if it'll turn over.
Yeah, at first I was like kind of worried, but then I was like, oh, it just has a really good compression.
Back here on the 29, this is the 3 inches that I welded into the back of the door. There's really not anything on it except the back of the door, but it's pretty structural. And I welded the other side up. I put a big plate in and used that little flat piece of stainless steel here to make this good. And I welded a piece in the back here. I'm looking at just this, I don't know, 1/8 inch metal. And so I'm just going to cut me a piece of a plate I've got there that's this big, and I'm just going to weld this in here, make this edge good. And this piece here I've got in the back is sticking up too high, so I can weld up to the top corner of that. So this should make this door really strong, a lot stronger than it needs to be, because this place here, well, it wasn't really cut out. I've only got 10, but this is the one that needs to be the strongest. That's the hinge. But anyway, I'm just making that for appearances more than anything. It's probably way overkill on the strength, but that's what I'm doing. I'll finish up this last piece, weld it in. Well, that plate's in real good and solid, and I can grind it down here. This front edge excuse me. This front edge is really the only one that's important. That's the inside of the door jamb. The rest of this is all below it, but it's all welded into this back brace and into this solid, and so that's pretty strong. I'll just grind off this front here what I can reach and clean it up. That'll be good for that. I'll show you the other side. There's this side. It's all good and flush. This is all straight. It's straight up and down. So this is pretty much a good repair job on that cutout. This one here, I still probably ought to weld this up on the inside since I got it sitting here. This is my door hinge side. That's what I'll do. I'll just tack this together in a few more places. Be done with this one. Well, there's this piece here. I just welded a little place in it. I'm gonna have to finish it with Bondo. I ran out of gas and I ran out of wire, so I went to flux core, and I'm trying to do something here. I'm going to work on this gap, see if I can get this skin together. I don't have much luck with this flux core, but I'll try it anyway. I got this about 80% welded up right into this area. I welded a little plate in it. It's probably the other half of the plate that I cut out of there, and dollied it out. I got it pretty straight down through here. Might be a little in it still. Looks like a high spot right in here. I might have to cut some of that loose and do it again. Looks like this is still low right in here, but it needs to be pounded out. But anyway, that's a pretty solid door skin across there. Should have made the door a lot more solid. Yeah, it's quite a bit more solid now. I still need to weld this. Quite a bit of welding left here on it, and I got to make this whole section here. This didn't turn out too bad. I'll make some more pieces and patch this up. It'll always be a little flexy until I get that door skin on good, and probably even after. Looks like I've got a little problem right there in the bottom. But basically, after a couple days of work, I got this door pretty much reconstructed. Found another piece of something door jamb. I think I got two of them, the left and the right now. I'm not sure which one goes where, but working this flux core, it's I just have trouble setting the machine, or don't know how to weld. But it's a kind of a technique, you know. It's get enough on there to do anything, and it burns a hole. I'd be much better off just waiting and getting my gas and going ahead and do that. I don't know if the rod's any good. I don't remember what it was. I think this is probably the wire that came with the welder, so it's probably not much good. But I used 2 rolls and 1 tank of gas of good wire, and that got me. What all did I do? I guess I put this whole door together, and I think quite a bit of one of these fenders. I don't remember. Anyway, here we go. pressing along. Trying to use what I could of this flex core. I got my hinge plate here welded. I could probably grind it a little more, but it opens and closes good. It's a little floppy with the old hinge pin because it was kind of worn, so I drove a 1/4 inch rod in this top one. It looks pretty good. This outside I'm not really concerned about. That goes into the cowl. This inside one is what's important, and I got it where it closes flush against the door all the way up, so that's alright. One of my problems is my helmet battery died again, so I'm kind of welding a 1/4 or 1/2 inch at a time blind, and then trials and tribulations of making a rat rod. Anyway, that door looks pretty good now. It's twisted a little up there in the top, and but it looks like it's got about a 1/4 inch gap to the door skin all the way around. That's going to be good enough for what I'm after. I think if I make this like the other door, I'm going to weld about 3/4 inch a lip on here, because this is going to get a 3/8 piece. One right here. Get a 3/8 piece across there, and a 1 inch square down the length of it. So that means I need about 1.5 inches from here to where it's going to mount into the cowl. I don't think I'll do that for right now, or even after I get the door in. I'll make the mounts and put it in, and then later I'll decide what to do about making this door skin. I was looking at this other door, and it's got a big heavy brace in it. Oops. This one got the big heavy brace. You can see there's a, this must be 1.25 inches right below the window, and a 1/2 inch piece going all along it in the middle, another 1 inch piece going across the bottom. So I think that's kind of overkill for a door. I think if I weld a 1 inch piece in here from over here somewhere all the way to here, put a triangle for a gusset, and maybe another, hate to just put 1 inch in it because it's so heavy, probably put another 1/2 inch piece across the bottom. Not sure, but I'm not done with this door yet either. I could try to make it like this one, but then like I say, that's it's 1.25 inches square. I can see how they've got it notched and ran into the door there. All of that's right below this hinge. And it definitely was not going to have any door problems. So, in this one, that hinge is right around here somewhere. Back here. And they had it notched and went all the way to the door edge here. All the way to the door edge here. I'll do something. I'm sure that, you know, 1/2 inch is probably plenty good enough for that. It's not like this door is really holding anything other than itself. So anyway, moving on with the doors, guys. Tomorrow I'll go get some steel, some gas and rod. And I still haven't figured out how to get the motor there out of my truck over there close to the rat rod. I'm having a little bit of a trouble. I don't know, you guys probably never comment before you ever see this, but this bell housing I got, start another clip here.